Hello everybody and welcome to the shop. I have been notably absent for a couple of weeks. I am back in town for the weekend. I'm going to goof around out here in the shop a little bit. I've been really missing the shop. I have not been home. I've had some personal things to take care of. After this weekend, I will be out of the shop again for an undetermined amount of time. But I'll let you guys, or I'll take you guys along on what's going on. My son was in, and he's already gone, but the turntable is done. We got that completely working great. We took him to a record shop, and I bought, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 records. He bought 4 or 5, and then I went through my album collection because I had a lot of duplicates. One of my favorite groups growing up was a group called The Cars, and I had 2 and in some cases 3 copies of their albums. So I gave him a couple copies of those to take back. I thought I'd flip the camera around real quick and kind of talk about some of the albums that I picked up. And then I got a little bit of a mail call here. I got a couple of packages when I stopped by the P.O. box. This first album, this is Pat Benatar, and it's just titled Benatar. Fire and Ice is on this one. Hell is for Children, Heartbreaker, Love is a Battlefield. This is probably more like, I'm guessing it's a live from Earth. Okay, so I was going to say, I thought it was maybe a live album or a best of, and it is because it has so many great songs on it. That was one I picked up from the normal group. The rest of these were in the dollar bin, and I'm just taking a chance on them. This one's called Noiseworks. I have no idea what Noiseworks sounds like, but I looked them up on Wikipedia, I think it was, or something like that on the phone, and they're more of a harder edge group. Here's another group, Red 7. Don't know what they are, but got them for $1. We're going to give them a try, and I'll fire them up today. I got to plug my turntable back in because I had his plugged in. I picked up Joy to the World, 3 Dog Night. I don't know why, it just jumped out at me. Here's a good one, Al Stewart, Year of the Cat. I think I'll listen to that one first. And the final album I picked up is, I just couldn't resist. It's called USA, and basically it's got the Star Spangled Banner, Stars and Stripes Forever, Olympic Fanfare. It just keeps going on and on. It's just songs that, you've heard over and over if you're from the U.S., and it just kind of jumped out at me. And I thought, for $1, to heck with it, I'm going to take a chance. So I'll put that one on top. We'll get the turntable fired up, and I'm going to listen to this one today a little bit. I've only heard Year of the Cat that I know of. I don't even know if I've heard these other songs on here, but I'll let you know what I think. Got a quick mail call here. First off, I've got a package. Who was this one from? Dedinsky. Robert Dedinsky. You guys know Robert. I turned a pin of his, or a blank of, a little background. I did the Chaos blanks, and I had a sale, and I sold my blanks, and I sold a couple of boxes of the cutoffs, and Robert bought one of those boxes, and then on his channel, he did a live where he actually cast those little chunks into a blank, and I watched the live and said, look, I'm first up, I want to buy one of those. So I bought one from him, and I turned it, and I had some problems with it. It was not the blank's fault, it was Bob's fault, okay? Didn't paint the tubes. So it just didn't pop. Robert saw my stories on this channel, my update channel. He said, I'm going to send you another one, which I told him he didn't have to, but he wanted to. So he sent me another one, and I did a video. I just need to edit it. I am going to put that video out there so that you guys can see it. It's probably not a great video, but there were some issues and some challenges I faced and how I kind of overcame them, and you guys generally like to see that. But from Robert, he sent me a nice little note here. He said, here's a replacement blank from the original batch that I did on the live stream. I also included a second Chaos cutoff casting blank I did as a 2.0, if you will. Additionally, there is a set of powder-coated tubes that I included. Happy turning, Robert. And here is Robert's card. And if I don't forget, I'll put this Crosscut Creations, but I'll try to put his information in the comments below. But here is the original. This is one of the blanks from the original casting, and I think it looks really amazing. It's going to be a gorgeous blank. This is Chaos 2.0. Just take a look at the colors. Look at this swirl. That's cool. He did a great job casting these. I'm anxious to turn these, and I am going to use painted tubes. Now, these painted tubes, I think, was it a Junior Joshua I was using? Shucks, I forget the pin kit I was using. Oh, wait a minute. Yep, it was a Junior Joshua. It says it right on there. But this is a set of powder-coated white tubes from the Junior Joshua. And I'm thanking you right now for these, Robert, because there's no way I can forget to paint these before I glue them into the blank. Now, the trick is, which of these blanks do I want to glue them into? I don't know. Why don't you guys let me know down below, which blank do you want to see? Do you want to see the original blank, which has more of a green tint to it, or do you want to see the new blank, which is more blue, put onto a Junior Joshua kit? Vote down below. Whichever one gets the most votes when I'm back in the shop, we'll put that together. This next envelope came all the way from the United Kingdom from a good buddy of mine, Douglas. And Douglas, I've been trying to, this is the 4th take, trying to pronounce your last name properly, and I keep doubting myself, but Douglas's last name is pronounced, or spelled, M-U-N-G-H-A-M. Mungham? Maybe, Mungum. So I'm not sure. I keep doubting myself, and I apologize for that. But I want to say thank you. He wrote me a nice little letter. It says, "Hi, Bob. This is just a little thank you for all you do on YouTube. It is an artisan fountain pen. To open, just pull the top. To refill, unscrew the bottom end cap and twist the blank end, or take the nib section off to fit cartridges." Thank you, Douglas. This is awesome. And here's the pen Douglas made me. Check that out. It looks like it's made using one of my Chaos blanks. And it is a fountain pen. There it is. You can see the nib there. I'll try to get it to focus a little better. And it's really an amazing pen, but it's called an Artisan. Beautiful pen. Douglas, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. What I plan to do today, I'm going to get started on this. I don't know if I won't finish it today because there's going to be glue ups involved, but I plan to start it and I'm going to record it for you guys. You remember I showed you this the other day. It is a pen that I've knocked apart. Now this is a pen that I did in a collaboration with Zach Higgins, and there's a video somewhere out there on my channel on this pen, but you'll notice here there's a big chunk out of it. I dropped the pen and it landed on a tile floor and just busted a chunk out, and the chunk I never could fix it. I mean, it was just disastrous. So I took the pen apart. I knocked it all apart. I really wish I didn't. I'd like to take it apart for the video, but I had already disassembled it, so it is what it is. It's apart. I found this tube here, which is the exact size of the lower part, or the actual writing part of the tube where the nib goes. And then you've got the top part here, which is 10 millimeter, and I did not have, it's 2 1/4 inches. I didn't have any tubes. While I was in Louisville with my parents, I stopped at Woodcraft and I bought these. These tubes are for letter openers and for cigar pins. They're 10 millimeter and they are super long. Take a look at how long they are. And all I need is this distance right here, this lower blank. So if we put them end to end, you can see I'm going to have plenty. So we're going to cut one of these tubes down to make a replacement tube for that. Then we'll get a blank, and I think I picked one the other day, so I need to go over there and dig around. We're going to get a blank, and we're going to start building this pen and telling the story of how we are reusing this kit. I do this quite often. I build pens, and I'm not satisfied with them. They're not something that I would consider selling. They're not something I would even give away because they just don't really meet my standard of quality, I guess you would say. So I've been known to knock them apart with my disassembly kit. And like I said, I wished I hadn't done it already. I would show it on the video, but knock them apart, redo the pen. You know, why not? It's a shame to leave something that, you know, if you wreck your car and the front fender is damaged and you're going to sell the car, you probably would, not that I'm trying to sell these, but you would get more money and have a better chance selling it if you fix the fender, right? So a pen would be more desirable as a gift, or if I did decide to sell one, which I don't really do that anymore, but it'd be more desirable to be whole and to look perfect. So we'll see what we can do. All right, let me get on this right now. I'm going to stop. I've done a lot of stuff, but I think I got everything covered. I'll be back with you guys shortly to let you know what's going on. I don't know if any of you guys have ever tried to cut a magnet before. This is an 18-inch magnet bar that I got from Harbor Freight, and I'm using this piece of magnet to mount on the side of my bandsaw there, and then I can stick my tools to it so that they're always with the bandsaw. And the steel, I had to cut a piece of steel about an inch long that had a hole in it for mounting off one end, cut like a champ. Cutting a magnet is a pain. What happens is you run the saw across it and the little tiny chips come off and they stick to the blade and it acts as a lubricant and you can't cut. It just slides back and forth across the magnet. So I ended up having to get a a fiberglass wheel out on my Dremel tool and cut it, man, it stinks horrible and it just throws dust everywhere. It's horrid. I need one more of these and then that's going to be the last time I ever cut them. I'll just throw that one away and go buy another 18-inch bar for whatever else I need. I don't think I'll do any more cutting, but you guys will see how this is gonna work soon. So I'll keep you posted. Well, I'm super happy. I did a little video on this. I don't know how well it'll turn out, but let me flip around and show you what I did this evening. I've got my bandsaw. This is my jig for cutting blanks to length. This is, of course, my miter. They're just magneted to the side of the bandsaw. Up top, I put a magnet. I have a Phillips screwdriver and a 5mm Allen wrench. I'm going to be adding a 10mm box wrench. The tools on the left are the tools I need to work on the bandsaw, you know, just to be able to tighten it up or adjust it, whatever. The tools on the right, I've got my square that I use for squaring my blanks. I'm going to add a 7/16" box wrench up here because I use that on my jig. That's what the bolt sizes are there. And then of course I've got several pencils and I just basically hot glued a washer to them so that they would stick to the magnet. I'm hoping that this workstation setup makes me more efficient. I don't have to run around the shop looking for tools. Everything I need to work on the bandsaw or everything I need to make blanks on the bandsaw is right there at the bandsaw. So the plan is this evening to shut down the shop, head in, hop online, and order 7/16 10mm box wrenches, and they should be here in a couple of days. I'll stick them on their respective side of the saw, and man, I couldn't be happier. I'm going to see how this works. You know, the goal is, if I like this, I'm hoping, I used hot glue for everything. I didn't permanently mount anything because I may decide to change things around a little bit. So hot glue made sense. It comes right off. I can move stuff until I get it exactly how I like it, and then we can make it permanent. I'm hoping, I don't know if there's anything else I need there. I'm hoping that that's pretty much the setup we'll go with. And I'm excited about it. The worst part, like I mentioned earlier, was cutting those dang magnets. I ended up using a cutoff wheel on a Dremel tool. I had to take it outside because, oh, it stunk to high heaven. It was horrid. But I got them cut and hot glued on there, and I'm really happy with them. So that's going to be about it for me tonight, guys. I think I'm going to call it quits, head in the house, edit up these videos, and I'll be back out tomorrow. I've got some time tomorrow. I'm going to try to hit the shop and goof off a little bit and get a few things done. So take care. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you again very, very soon. Bonus footage. I forgot to cut this blank. The objective is to cut it and tube it. I've got my new 10mm tube cut to length. So I'm going to go ahead, cut this, drill it, glue the tubes in, then I'm going to call it a night, because tomorrow I'd like to put that together because I have an idea. You know how I use the bushing to press things together? I got another idea for pins that might save you guys from damaging one of your kits. So I'm anxious to get that put together and give it a try. All right. That's it for tonight. Have a great evening. See you soon.